Since this is the most requested video in the comments section, I thought I should just get this out of the way. People have been telling me to make a proper MGTOW introduction video. Well, here it is. I want to cover the 25 most important topics related to MGTOW. The first thing to remember here is that a man who has taken a red pill has already some idea of what females actually are and their true nature. He is a man who has learned the lovely truth about women. Gone are the days when he considered them to be pure, innocent creatures. He now knows that a woman appeals to her hypergamous nature and would sooner rip your heart out than be fully sincere to you. They will follow your status and wallet and will have 0 ounce of remorse or guilt moving on if you lose your masculine frame. See, I think there are levels to the MGTOW man. The first level is the purple pill man. He is aware that the courts of law are biased against men and marriage is a risky institution, but he still believes that the risks of relationship and women are worth it for the reward. Level 2. He believes in dating short-term, but not marriage or long-term relationships. A level 3 MGTOW man doesn't believe in dating and limits his interactions with women as much as possible. Level 4 MGTOW man tries to fully avoid women, basically staying invisible to women. The MGTOW dating strategy is simple because you're only going to fall somewhere in this spectrum. Then you must make the decision to take various amounts of risks when it comes to relationships. Then, when you're part of that relationship, be aware of your situation and the desires of your woman so you can identify what a woman is actually thinking. Many modern-day women are pretty much riding the fun ride. They're out there having fun with many men, and they may settle down. That's point number 2 of the MGTOW theory. What women like to do is play around with high-value men in their initial years. Then, when they start to lose all of their looks, they start settling down with a better man, someone who is unaware of female nature and ignorant. Someone who could be easily manipulated by her and guilt-shamed into doing everything for her. After a woman convinces her better male blue pill man that marriage is a good idea for him, then she has a child or 2 which at some point allow her to leave that relationship and use those children as a way to get child support from her husband. People wonder why men turn MGTOW, and this is actually the biggest reason why. They're burned by women through divorce courts and have everything taken away from them, their life savings, and oftentimes, these courts award the full home to the wives. Some of the viewers on this channel are old and they're realizing very late how vile women really are. They're here to understand how women use their beauty and behavior to trick men into doing everything for them. That's a lesson for young people to learn all of this early. Another core part of the MGTOW movement is the knowledge that women age like milk and men age like fine wine. That's why the ability of a woman to attract high-value men goes down as she grows up, and for men, it's the opposite. As men grow older, they get more wealthy and desirable in society. Men's attractiveness often increases with age because they tend to make more money as they age and often have larger bank accounts and savings, while generally women's earnings potential withers with their looks, especially if they've had children. Let's talk about women's tests now. Women have a ton of tests to really check a man's ability to provide and tolerate horrible behavior. The idea is to turn a man into a broken shell so he becomes fully obedient and is more easily manipulated and used. He becomes a pawn in her hands. I've seen that happen to many men. A woman asking a man to do something over the top is not her being loving or showing love, but instead she's testing him to see if he can be manipulated, and the ironic thing is that women want to manipulate men, but when the manipulation works, they tend to lose interest. As a MGTOW man, if you need to internalize something, it's this. Women are selfish. For example, when a man tries to live for himself, women call it a midlife crisis and try to shame him back into submission. Yet, when a woman goes through menopause, men are supposed to just tolerate her hot flashes as well as mood swings, but a man in a midlife crisis needs therapy. That's one of the many ways women are ignorant of their own habits and expect men to just be the bad guy in every situation. Modern women also have the equivalent of a male harem, but their intentions go beyond sex. One man sleeps with one to bankroll her, another one to use as an emotional tampon, and other men for all kinds of purposes. One man simply cannot satisfy them anymore. This is the behavior that makes marriage such a high-risk endeavor for men today. In my opinion, if you want a child, you should just go to a non-Western country. But men are also stupid, and I see that every day. Many men have this capacity to save a woman, the so-called damsel in distress. They go out and rescue women from life, pay off her student loans, and buy her a new house and furnish it. They spoil her. While the woman they've been doing that for has been riding the carousel, and the day he loses his usefulness, he is ditched. Women don't even like good guys. She prefers to date bad boys and jerks instead. That's why many men are becoming more and more lonely and end up as orators or learners. They become invisible to women. These men sometimes go overseas and marry someone there, but that's futile because female nature is the same everywhere. Oftentimes, foreign women are also marrying these guys to get a new passport and enter the Western country. Once she is there, she will leave you and go for the attractive males instead. As for love, the days of marrying for love are over. There's a small number of women that are marrying men because they care for her, but these women are exceptionally rare. Most of the time, a man going after a woman just becomes part of the friend zone. He will become a utility for her and will get nothing in return. If he does happen to marry her, the marriage will grow stale by 30. He's going to be hearing things like, "Not tonight, honey." The sad truth is that women have developed this way because of men and technological innovations. Because of the sweat and blood men poured into the economy, they now have an added level of security and zero concerns. They have all the initiative to become hedonistic. With these new technologies and apps, they're out there pursuing a greater number of men. They can filter for the types they want. Because of these apps, they keep searching for men when they have a good one right in front of them. Modern female nature is a lie, and it's a sham. It's only held together by the peace and stability of modern society. Last Christmas, the power in my city went out and most of the women were at the mall and shopping, while the men were out in the cold working to restore power. It's a fact that without men, civilization would collapse, but women have easily forgotten the role of men in the world. As a parting note, the only thing I can suggest now is to make your own lifestyle decisions, but be very informed and careful about female nature, because at any time they will burn you. None of the courts will help you. The sad truth is, until things change, we men are on our own. That's it for today. To subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Take care.